Why suddenly everyone on social media looks like they own a country estate, play tennis on weekends, and spend summers on the Italian coast? Beige sweaters, white shirts, pearl necklaces, loafers, linen trousers, polo shirts. Everything looks expensive, but strangely, there are no big logos. This is called the old money aesthetic. But the most interesting part of the story is the most people promoting this lifestyle are not actually old money. And most brands selling this aesthetic are not selling clothes, they are selling a fantasy. Today, let's explore how old money became one of the most profitable fashion businesses of the internet era. Because once you understand the psychology behind it, you'll never look at these outfits the same way again. For decades, luxury fashion was dominated by logos. People wanted others to know they were wearing designer brands, huge monograms, visible branding, statement pieces. The message was simple: look how much money I can spend. But something changed. As luxury became more accessible and social media exposed people to wealth, every day showing off became less impressive. The true wealthy often didn't need logos, their status was already established. This gave birth to a new aspiration. Instead of looking rich, people wanted to look like they had always been rich. That's the foundation of the old money aesthetic. The idea isn't wealth, it's inherited wealth, generational wealth, the appearance of a life where money has never been a concern. And that psychological distinction is incredibly important. Fashion has always been about status signaling. Humans constantly communicate social position through clothing, but there are two types of status signals. The first is loud status, luxury logos, designer belts, flashy watches. The second is quiet status. Quality fabrics, perfect tailoring, timeless designs, subtle elegance. Old money belongs to the second category. Psychologists call this quiet luxury. The goal is not to attract attention, the goal is to signal that attention isn't necessary. Ironically, this makes the aesthetic even more desirable because exclusivity becomes the luxury. Now, here's where the business side gets fascinating. Most consumers don't actually buy clothes, they buy identities. A person buying a linen shirt isn't just buying fabric, they are buying the image of sophistication. A person buying loafers isn't just buying shoes, they are buying association with a particular lifestyle. Brands understand this perfectly. That's why their marketing rarely focuses on products. Instead, they show country clubs, luxury vacations, horse riding, tennis courts, European architecture, sailing, private libraries. The clothes become secondary, the lifestyle becomes the product. This strategy is incredibly powerful because aspirations sell better than specifications. People don't dream about cotton percentages, they dream about becoming a different version of themselves. And social media accelerated this trend dramatically. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube transformed old money from a niche aesthetic into a global phenomenon. Suddenly, millions of people could imitate a lifestyle they had never experienced. Creators began teaching followers how to look rich, how to dress old money, how to appear sophisticated, how to build a luxury wardrobe on a budget. This created an enormous market opportunity. Brands quickly noticed. Many companies that had no connection to traditional elite culture started rebranding themselves around old money imagery. Neutral colors, minimal logos, classic tailoring, elegant photography. Even fast fashion brand joined the movement. They weren't selling heritage, they were selling the appearance of heritage, and consumers loved it. But here's the biggest irony: actual old money families often don't dress according to internet old money aesthetic. Many dress surprisingly casual. Some wear decades old clothing, others don't care about trends at all. The version we see online is often a romanticized fantasy, a carefully curated visual language created by marketers and influencers. The internet didn't discover old money, it invented its own version of it. And that version became extremely profitable. This tells us something important about modern fashion. Fashion today is becoming less about products and more about storytelling. The most successful brands are no longer competing on materials alone. They are competing on narratives. They are selling belonging, identity, status, values, and dreams. The old money aesthetic is one of the clearest example of this phenomena. People are not buying sweaters. They are buying a story of elegance, story of stability, story of generational success. Whether that story is real or not almost becomes irrelevant because in consumer psychology, perception often matters more than reality. And that's why old money aesthetics has become such a successful business. It's not a fashion brand, it's a status fantasy packaged as a lifestyle. And as long as people aspire to be a different version of themselves, there will always be brands ready to sell that dream. So the next time you see an old money outfit online, ask yourself, are you looking at fashion or are you looking at one of the most successful marketing stories of the modern era? Thanks for watching.